Hello, back camera tonight. Just attempting to be able to look at one. The reason I usually don't do this is because, while it's only happened a couple of times, there have been cases where I've not managed to hit record, or it swapped back and took a picture instead of recording. Either that or I end up doing this. Yep, it's recording. There's a lot of guesswork involved. I can't tell if it's focused on me. But it's less distracting at the same time. So, we're gonna try that today. As you know by now, I ended up calling this video zero effort, and boy was it. Like, don't get me wrong. I never intended for there to be a high bar of standard going into this. It's a journal. It's my thoughts. Sometimes it's actually documenting the day when there's something to look at, and that something to look at is easy to document. But, you know, this direct-to-camera conversation is what this was always intended to be. But, like last night, was just kind of a new low. I called myself trying a different angle, and I knew it wasn't working, but I went with it anyway, because I thought it would be more interesting than another night of this. Whatever. So, today, I actually was sentient before 10:30. Slowly pushing it back. 10 is my goal. And if I keep it between 10 and 11, I'll be happy. Because that's late enough that I get a little bit of quiet at the end of the night to wind down. I like being awake a few hours longer than everyone else, because it's just, you know, it's a nice, everyone else is asleep. I'm not going to be bothered. But I'm winding it back to where I can be in better touch with some other friends of mine. Even though I haven't spoken to anyone since I streamed. I blame Phantasy Star Online. I got hopelessly addicted to that game. I guess I could stream that. But would that even be interesting with the complete lack of context? I could start a new character, maybe? I don't know. I don't think that would be interesting, but I don't want to not play it long enough to play something else. I've got in the back of my head wanting to do a randomizer, probably Zelda, and it'd be either Wind Waker or Twilight Princess HD, if I can get that to work. I know there's a randomizer and there's a tracker map, so thought about doing Majora, but I've done Majora. I've done Wind Waker before too. Like, I did one Majora run. It took a couple of days. Well, I say a couple of days. It took 2 days, but like one of them was a full day, so that would drag on. I think I can work Wind Waker where it's still interesting, but at the same time, most likely isn't going to be over very quickly, even though that's kind of fun in its own way. And just, I've never done, I don't know if it's my favorite Legend of Zelda, but Twilight Princess is probably one of the most important Zelda games for me, because while I played a good chunk of Wind Waker, and those got me more interested in the series, because like before I really sat down and played, I believe it was Minish Cap. My only real experience with the Zelda franchise was playing like the first 10 minutes of Ocarina of Time, a good chunk of time after it came out. Like, because I never owned it. I played it at a friend's house. I want to say PlayStation 2 was already out. God, I remember when that thing came out. I don't know if this was everywhere, but the buzz around school was it had a powerful enough computer in it to guide a nuclear missile. And the further I get away from that, the more I'm like, is that really that taxing of a thing? I guess maybe back then. Like, what did they mean by that? It has the processing power to run a guidance system? Okay. I don't know how taxing that is. My phone has a GPS on it. Granted, we're leaps and miles on mobile tech. I don't know. I just remember that being the big rumor. And I remember reading the freaking instruction manual for it, trying to find in there where it said it was powerful enough to control ballistic. I was like 10, 12 maybe at the oldest. I don't think I was in middle school yet. But yeah, I just played like, I got like into the Great Deku Tree and I'm just like, this isn't Mario. I'm not having fun. I'm a stupid child. That was definitely in elementary school, like 4th or 5th grade. Because me and a friend of mine did this stupid thing where like he liked Zelda more and I liked Mario more, so we just said the other person couldn't buy the games that they didn't like. Children are so stupid. But like, I got Wind Waker not long after it came out. I got Minish Cap pretty close after it came out, and I actually had a lot of fun with Minish Cap. I surprised myself how much fun I'd have with Minish Cap, so I'm like, alright. I like 2D, let's see what 3D Zelda is. And so, I played Wind Waker, and I enjoyed it enough. And then on down the line, I eventually borrowed, a friend of mine had the promo disc for Wind Waker, which is probably the best promo disc on the face of the planet because it came with Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask, as well as a Wind Waker demo, all on one disc, all for GameCube. Sure, Majora's Mask had some weird audio issues, but, you know, that's a lot of good Zelda. And I played around with all of them to an extent, but outside of finishing Minish Cap, the first time I was hyped to buy a Zelda game, bought it the day it came out, brought it home, and played it until I was done, and beat it like within a week, and like actually finished it, was Twilight Princess. And so that one's important to me because it's definitely the Zelda game that cemented in my brain, okay, no, Zelda's good, I get it, I get Zelda now. Because after that I went back and played all the way through Ocarina, I played all the way through Majora's Mask, I sat down and made my... Actually, I don't know if I ever finished Wind Waker on GameCube, but I know I've done it, you know, more than once on the Wii U, the remastered version. And it just, you know, so like Twilight Princess is an important Zelda to me. Because while it wasn't my first, it was... I don't know, maybe it was because I got it launch day with the Wii, and it was the only thing to play on it, and the Wii was new, so it was stupid fun. But like, I don't know, something about it kept me playing it. Um, and ever since then, I've been pretty into Zelda. I passed Skyward when it first came out. Just, I think there were other things out at the time, and I'm like, I'll get around to it, and I never did until years later. Um, as in, like, either last year or the year before. I never got the remake of Ocarina either. I had the Majora's Mask remake, love it. I've completed it on more than one occasion. That minigame in the Great Bay where you have to jump on platforms is garbage and I hate it. But other than that. I guess it's a long way, it's a long drawn out way of saying, yeah, I think the one I want to do if I can get it to work is Twilight Princess randomized. Because honestly, off the top of my head, that might be the Zelda game I know best. I know Majora well enough. I will never not need to look up a guide for the Anju and Kafai quests. But as far as the randomizer went, you hand me an item, I can go, oh yeah, I know where I can use this. For the most part. But like, I'm almost positive that Twilight Princess was the first Zelda game I ever like collected all the heart pieces in. And I had like full health. But anyway, yeah, long way to say I'm thinking about doing, and if I do, I want to stream it. One of those randomizers and see how that goes. The tracker maps will really help with that. And basically what they do is, like, they're not spoilers, but they're ways to help you keep up, A, with places you search, and B, with all of your options when you get a new item. So, like, you know, you start Wind Waker, it'll tell you what you can do with what you start with, which is literally just the boat, the sail, and a sword and a shield. I'm pretty sure that's all you have to start with. And you know, then like, oh, I found the bombs. Click bombs, and it opens up all of the spots you can now go with bombs. That kind of thing. It's really helpful with Majora's Mask because of the 3-day cycle, being able to, like, Chateau Romani or the progression items in the Kafai quest. You know, you have to re-get those every cycle. And so it's nice to be able to easily keep up with where those are. But yeah, anyway, my thum's falling asleep because it's under my phone to keep it level, and don't like that. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Oh my god, my hand hurts so much.